So Worldwide Pinhole Photography Day for 2020 was yesterday. I posted a video about my participation. Did you guys participate? And maybe if you did, maybe you created some paper negatives, right? Paper negatives are pretty easy to do. You cut some photo paper to the size that your box camera takes, load it in there. You could use a changing bag. You don't need a darkroom. And you shoot the image and you develop it, and then you have this paper negative, and then maybe you're thinking, how can I get a positive image? And maybe you're not set up with a full-blown darkroom where you can do contact printing. And then you have to think, well, okay, I'm going to have to scan this and try to get a positive image, but I don't have a scanner, or my scanner is broken, or my computer doesn't run that old scanner anymore, or whatever. Is there an easy solution? Well, there is one easy solution if you have an iPhone, iPod Touch, or iPad, and that is built into the iOS operating system is a way to invert negative images into positive images. That's what we're going to do today. Stay tuned. So I was looking through my recent archives of paper negatives, and I come across this Afghan box camera selfie that I did a few weeks ago, and I thought, well, this would be a good image to experiment with. I'm going to take this paper negative and I'm going to photograph it with the camera in my iPhone. And so because this is a rectangular image on my camera app, I'm going to use the photo mode, which is a rectangular 4:3 display. I want to have it situated evenly between the light here. So make sure I have two lights on. Now if I get too close to it with the camera in the normal angle of view, you see how I'm shading, or there's a shadow being cast here. So I need to raise it up a little bit and then pinch in to zoom like that. And now you want to make sure that it's not keystone. See how you're keystoning there, or you can keystone like that. You want to kind of make it straight, not rotated. And then you want to hold your arms really steady. You might actually have to brace yourself and try to fill up as much of the screen as you want, and very steadily, like that, take a photo. So let's take a look at this image, our camera roll, and there it is. So now I have to figure out how to invert the image. Okay, so we're going to go to Settings. We're going to go to Accessibility. We're going to go to Display and Text Size, and we're going to turn on Smart Invert down there at the bottom. Now we're going to go to our Photos app, and we're going to find the negative image that we just took a photo of. And after it's been edited and cropped, and we're going to go to the full screen mode, and now we're going to press and hold the power button on the right side of the phone, and then press the home key. And that will create a screen grab or screen capture of the image. And now we're going to go back to Settings, and we're going to turn off the Smart Invert mode, like that. And if we go back to our photos now, this is the original negative that we shot and cropped, and this is now the positive image that we made through the invert mode on screen capture. We're going to go to our photos. We're going to select the image that we just inverted to a positive, and we're going to edit this image. So we're going to hit Edit, and first thing I want to look at is cropping mode. So it looks like there's a little bit of border at the bottom. I want to fill that in. Okay, next I want to go to this adjustment mode. I'm going to hit the magic wand and just let it initially do some kind of an adjustment, and now I'm going to go through each one of these options. Here's an exposure. If I increase the exposure too much, it's going to blow the highlights on my face. Then brilliance, maybe drop it a little. So highlights, they're okay. So the shadows, I definitely want to raise the shadows. And here you'll see a little glare, like in the upper right quadrant. There's a little glare near the right-hand part of the screen. That's just from the unevenness of how I took the photo of the image. So you want to make sure there's really even lighting when you do take this photo. So I'll leave it there. We'll go to contrast, which is okay. I could actually lower it a little bit. And we'll go to brightness, maybe a little bit more. There's black point, we'll leave it there. So saturation, I can make it all the way monochrome with no tint, or I can keep this slight brown tone tint that it has, which I kind of like. And then the vibrance is kind of micro contrast. Warmth, You can make it cold tone or warm tone. I kind of like it better on the warmer side. And there's also a tint that you can tint that. We'll try there. Sharpness we won't touch. Definition, it will kind of increase micro contrast a little bit. Noise reduction we won't mess with, and we won't mess with vignetting. So there we are. We're back to there. I'm going to say done. And there is the finished image adjusted, and we can now share it to whatever social media site we want to. So the primary limitation of this smart invert method, screen capture method on the iPhone, is really about resolution. The resolution of your image is going to be limited to the resolution of your screen. So even though the iPhone's camera is capable of a higher resolution file, this smart invert method uses the screen's resolution itself. So that's why I say this method is primarily suited for things like social media where you might be expected to share a lower resolution file. There are a lot of photography apps available on the App Store, but the problem is they don't tell you all the features of those apps. And so when you're shopping around specifically for an app that allows you to do inversions of tone, you may have to go do some searching around and finding what other people recommend as far as what's a good software solution for inverting a paper negative, right? This is how I came across this method that's built into the iOS operating system, no additional app needed. So it is very convenient to use the iPhone to take the photo of your paper negative, crop it, then use the smart invert mode with a screen capture to make a positive image, do final adjustments to that image. You have a nice low resolution positive image that you are then able to share directly from your phone up to your favorite social media. Let's have a dialogue about this, how we share our paper negative and alternative photographic techniques on modern social media using modern tools. I'd love to talk with you about that, and I'd love to learn from some of the things that you guys know as well. So drop some comments down below if you will. And as always, stay safe and stay creative. Have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye.